If you are a beginner and you have watched every video on YouTube, read every book and explored every tip on the internet about finding multi-bagger stocks, then it's unlikely you will ever find a true multi-bagger based on just that. Because anything that's widely known is already priced in. But beyond all that, there are few rules that a pro secretly follows, which massively increase the odds of picking a stock that becomes a future multi-bagger. If anyone is talking about a stock and expecting it to boom, or if it's an ultra famous name known even to casual investors, that's exactly the kind of stock you should not place a big bet on. A far better option is to go for a stock that almost no one is talking about and that isn't ultra popular or widely tracked. If it holds strong fundamentals, the odds of it turning into a future multi-bagger are much higher because it hasn't already been priced in or fully discovered by the market. If a company's future looks obvious to everyone, if it's crystal clear how big the business will grow, and if there is no uncertainty about when, what, or how things would unfold, even in the event of any future contingency, then that stock is unlikely to give you extraordinary returns. A far better bet is on a company whose future is unpredictable, where no one can confidently forecast the scale of its growth. There is uncertainty about everything. No one really knows how company would handle any future contingency, be it mergers, acquisitions, regulatory approvals, sudden demand shifts, or even geopolitical impacts. There is no clear plan in place either. And that's exactly what makes it interesting, because those uncertainties have room to gradually turn into certainties, and that's what creates 10x stories. There are businesses that are completely misunderstood. Casual investors may not have even heard of the company, let alone know what it actually does. Why? Because they don't offer the final product or direct services to consumers. But a pro sees the real value, because these companies do something absolutely essential. They might not build the end product, but what they create is often the key raw material, the data, the ratings, the approvals, or the tools that other businesses depend on to function. In the West, many such companies have quietly grown into giants. These names rarely make headlines, but when the world finally understands what they truly do, the opportunity is already gone. If a company is already a large cap with a massive business and established presence, it's usually the worst candidate for becoming a future multi-bagger. Why? Because companies that big rarely go through any significant transformation. Bulk orders, global clients, market leadership, for them, it's just the normal course of business, not a growth event. A far better choice is a mid-cap or small cap company, one that still has plenty of room to grow. For them, events like landing a big order, securing a key partnership, or attracting global clients can flip their fortunes overnight. And that's exactly the kind of setup that multi-bagger stories are made of. If there really were a formula for spotting future multi-bagger, no one would bother looking for just a decent stock. They would head straight for the next 10x or 50x opportunity. You simply pick a stock using filters that align with your knowledge, wisdom, and conviction, and then you let it become what it can. So next time you pick a stock, remember the 4 rules from this video.